Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from the London Stadium where it was West Ham 3, Wolves 0. I ain't got nothing to say, so good night. I thought that was brilliant. Great result, brilliant performance.
Great performance, especially in the first half. We're seeing a little bit more of this now, like what we saw on Thursday, what we saw in the second half against Spurs, and I think it just comes down to Ward-Prowse's positioning, being a little bit more forward, and our pressing. We're picking up more loose balls, which Ward-Prowse is great at, you know, winning the first balls, second balls, and it's just a much more energetic performance than this lethargic, you know, playing that we've seen.
I think that's the big difference, mate. I don't think so much so of the positioning of the players. It's just the fact that we're playing 10 yards higher at the pitch than we have done.
But the thing is, the reason why I say it is because Ward-Prowse is the best at winning those loose balls and intercepting balls. And the fact that now he's doing it higher up the pitch, I think that's helping. But we are, like, as a team, everyone's doing it now from the sun, higher up.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You've got to be able to do that. We've said so many times in the past where you're looking at there's an individual player pressing and you're not pressing as a unit. Now we're pressing as a unit. You know, the instructions finally got across that this is what we want to do. More of a higher tempo when we're on the ball as well. Yeah, it's refreshing.
We'd see Bowen before, like, runner up on his own, press, and there's no benefit to it. Like you said, if you're not doing it as a team.
It seems a more controlled press.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't know why this has all come all of a sudden. It seems to start. I don't remember much of it, apart from in Europe. I think we've done it a little.
But the big time I really noticed it was that second half.
Spurs.
Because
That's how we got
2 goals.
Yeah, the Spurs game. All of a sudden, we started pressing high at the pitch. I mean, everything before that, I think every complaint that we had came from the fact that we was sort of behind the playing sort of behind the halfway line, and everything was sort of like set up to go at a, what's the word, like a counter.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, I don't know whether it's the players, the fact that we're gelling now with Kudus, the energies that we've got up there, but yeah, this high press is much more effective.
And the thing is, we're still sort of countering, but we're more effective on the counter because we're countering not as from deep. Do you know what I mean? We're so deep, and because we would move the ball so slowly, by the time you got up the other end, everyone's got back into position. But even when we'll say about the goals, but even the counter for Kudus' first goal, just from quite deep, but it was much more direct, the pass. Like, we wasn't doing that. We'd stop pass, the real side. Direct passing, I think, has paid dividends.
It's exactly that. You know, there's a lot less sideways and backwards motion. You know, we've got more forward-thinking players. The likes of Paqueta, who wants to get on the ball. The likes of Ward-Prowse, who are going to...
3 assists today, Paqueta, by the way.
They're going to look to play forward. And then now you're getting players like Kudus, who makes the movement that he's got. It's stuff that we've lacked for a long time. You know, there weren't many faults in today's game.
Kudus, man of the match day. I mean, he is massive. Not just as like you say, it's not just about what he does for himself. It's the option that he gives for the team. Do you know what I mean? Now players like Paqueta, like Ward-Prowse, you know, he's got his good run of games, and they've got that understanding now.
He's a player that the ball comes to him, it sticks to him.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't give it away often. You know, he's not like Paqueta. The Paqueta, we see a lovely bit of skill from him at one point today. Soufal was laughing his head off for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, clap. Yeah.
Just before he come off, when he took out about 4 players in one sort of swoop. But it seems to me like that's all well and good, but when Kudus does things like that, it's for effect rather than for show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like, you know, sometimes I think Paqueta's for show, and he's for go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the things he's doing at the moment. I mean, he's a superstar. I mean, in terms of like, you know, they talk about Saka over at Arsenal. I tell you what, he's rivaling him, mate. I'm telling you that now. He's rivaling him. He's scoring goals. He's creating chances. He's holding the ball up. He's creating a lot of opportunities for his teammates. You know, he was drifting in and out of games, but I feel like he's becoming more prominent.
He's found his feet.
Found his feet, yeah.
Yeah, he's winning us a lot of free kicks as well, which Ward-Prowse will need. We came close a couple of times, but yeah, I think he will go down as one of the signings of the season. right? It'll be a contention for signing the season, I think. And it was so funny. I see my mate Saeed on Twitter say, well, why did Ten Hag sign Anthony and not Kudus? And I think you look at someone like Anthony, he's just awful and a flop. What could have been? And yeah, you just got to be happy that we've got him. And look,
I can't work out how we've got him, because I've done some sort of like videos with a lot of sort of top 6 sides and all that, and there was a lot of top 6 sides looking for him. You know, Tottenham. When I done the preview with the Tottenham boys, they said, yeah, we was touted with him. Yeah. Can't see why he wouldn't go there. You know, Man United touted with him. Played under 10 Hag at Ajax. You know,
Brighton were the closest.
Brighton were the closest other than us. You know,
but do you know what the funny thing is? They said they didn't get it done because obviously they wanted a release clause, and from my understanding is Stuyton was able to get it over the line with no release clause. So
the thing is as well is that you've got a decent, you know, you look at going into the summer, looking at a player of that quality. We've just come off the back of winning our first trophy in 40 odd years. The projects that you're seeing now sort of slowly starting to unfold at your football club is an exciting project. You know, like, look, you know, you had Spurs, no European football this year, so you've got that over them as well. Brighton, you could see Kudus fitting at a Brighton. You know, and that would have been a good fit for the player and for the club.
the looks of things they could have done with him.
Yeah.
Would have been
You know, but at the end of the day, you've got to remember, as much as you've got to be like the Sky Six and all that, as media darlings, this is a big football club, yeah. You know, you've got a big stadium.
I think being in London,
exactly.
you're under the you're under the lights. I think you're under the microscope a lot more than someone like Brighton. I think there's more focus on West Ham.
We just won a trophy. Whatever anyone thinks about it, we just won a trophy. And I look at it and I said to Nicky, like, I think he could be our 15 to 20 goal player.
He's looking that way. We was trying to add it. I'm sure he said they had 7 before the goal he scored the other day at. Where did he score? In the European game.
Yeah, against Freiburg.
So that's 8.
So now he's on double
10. Yeah, 10. He's probably not played or started 10 games.
No, because he was slow burned him in, didn't he? He didn't start.
Yeah,
didn't start there.
Trying to think. Yeah.
The thing is as well, you've got with him and Bowen as well. You've got a potent attack.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, you know, we keep playing Paqueta out on that left hand side, but if you could solve an issue to move him into the middle and bring in another left-sided winger who's a bit more potent, like what we've got with Bowen and Kudus. Our front 4 would be, you know, our front 3 at the moment is one of the best outside, probably 2 or 3 clubs within the.
I don't think we're as fluid.
No,
I don't think we're as fluid. I think
there's still for you to be, still progress to be made.
I watched, and I think this comes down to maybe the training methods or something like that. But I watched Fulham the other day. There was a lot more fluid than I've ever seen our front 3, and we've got far more talented front 3s than someone like Fulham. You know, I still think there's work to be done. I still think there's more to unlock from the potential. You know, there's always going to be arguments about the manager. I mean, I've got another load of stick this week about, you know, criticising the manager, but I'm sorry, but I'll stick by my guns. But when it works like that, you know, that gives me, less to sort of complain about, because one of my big peeves about him was the fact that he withdrew the side and he played on the halfway line and he didn't give. We're now pressing. That's what we need to see. That's what we'll get better at. See, if we keep on playing like that, then we'll only get better.
And the thing is, this is what we need to do. Is what you saw today with the press from the front needs to be implemented in the Liverpool game and the United game. We can't go to Anfield and respect Liverpool. We can't just bring in Man United here. Don't show them no respect, because they are torn.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly.
And that's the thing. And what I feel with Moyes is when he approaches them games, I think he will still treat both them teams. Look, Liverpool are doing really well at the moment. They are a tough opposition.
Yeah.
But it's what side they've got out on Wednesday. But if we come here and he shows that level of respect to Manchester United, the Manchester United that we're seeing at the moment, it's just suicide.
No, exactly. They're a team, that are a shambles at the moment. Liverpool, okay, you can understand. But if you sit back completely, then you're asking. Do you know what the funny thing is? With the way we were playing, where we were sitting back regularly, right, so deep, we were conceding goals left, right, and centre.
Yeah,
a clean sheet today, pressing from the front.
Do you know what? I've got to bring this point up. is Fabianski anything to do with it? Because I love Areola. I think Areola's a great goalkeeper, and I think he's a great shot stopper. I don't think he controls his area as well as Fabianski. I don't think he does.
Do you think? Can you sit and look and say the reason we've seen all his goals because he didn't control his area? Look how many errors that.
Don't forget.
Yeah, but that's a lot to do with the goalkeeper, Dan. It's a lot to do with the goalkeeper.
I think that's harsh. He won us games.
Exactly.
Areola.
You've got to just look at the Chelsea game, look at the Brighton game. If you ain't for Areola, we don't win it.
No,
I know.
And that's the thing. And you sitting there, all right, Fab's got his clean sheet. He played well against Freiburg as well, but he was in goal on last weekend and got 5 lives.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think the goalkeeper does make a difference, but I don't think between the two of them, there's that big a difference.
I think it's easy to look at it when obviously we've just got
A clean
big
sheet.
win, clean sheet, yeah. And we don't get many of them. But, it's Zuma, I think, even though he came back, didn't he, from illness, from injury. Zuma is big having him in the side. And I saw a stat apparently, like, our win percentage with and without him is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So he's key. And yeah, look, we just got to be happy with it, really.
Thing is, when you think of this going into this game, you look at the form of the two sides. Realistically, Wolves are the side coming here in a bit better form than us.
But I said that.
They looked awful.
They
looked absolutely.
I was shocked. I was shocked with what I saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I've been watching Wolves for the past few weeks, and they was in a decent run of form.
Yeah.
They've got some good points, some really good points. I don't know how they've got them.
They just look very average.
What was that today? It was.
But the thing is, I don't want it to seem like, we were good because they were bad.
We made them look bad.
Yeah, we did, and we got to take full credit there. And Kudus has taken his 2 goals. But I looked at Bowen, man. Bowen, he had a fairly quiet game, but it shows you he can always pop up with them goals, and he seems to love them. Them finishes he does are so difficult, where he goes across the goalkeeper, and he does them so many times.
Yeah,
and his finishing is something like me and you talked about like a couple of seasons ago. I said he needs to improve, and he's seen. Yes, Nicky went mad on it, but he did.
Yeah, he's done it, and that's the thing. And the thing is, you see today, Dawson was up for the fight tonight. Dawson was up for that battle, and the one time that we finally did get in behind Dawson, or Bowen got in behind Dawson, he goes and scores. And that's the thing with Dawson. Dawson was a great centre half for us, but if you get in behind him, he ain't catching it.
Oh, yeah.
We just didn't get that. Bowen got that one opportunity, and the main thing was he got his goal.
I thought Dawson was awful today.
I think he played that.
Oh no, I think he was.
He was.
I think he was done. I think he was getting done left, right, and centre.
Bowen for that goal as well.
What for Bowen?
I think it was for Bowen's goal.
Football.
No, but he can't compete with that. He ain't got to pay.
That's what I said. Once you're in behind him, it was the same when he played here. Once you was in behind him, he weren't getting back. It was no different.
We were passing the ball round him, everything, and it weren't that gritty Dawson performance that we knew.
But the passing and the movement. Look, we've got to give Paqueta credit. Each of them.
That ball, the second goal,
exactly,
was unreal.
Yeah.
That was an unreal ball.
And both finishes, Kudus, top quality finishes.
Well, he's able to pick up, but again, it's credit to him. He's able to pick up the pass, but again, Kudus' movement. Because I've said it so many times this season with a lot of players, it's the off-the-ball movement.
Yes.
How static they are, not willing to run into space, just standing there and go, give me the ball. So the players that are looking to pass from deep ain't got the options. And Kudus, he moves in between, in the lines.
And that's the thing, again, that goes from, because you're playing that so further up the pitch, them players can make them as to get them options.
Yeah.
It's when you're sitting, like you said, when you're that deep, you don't get that movement. And let's be honest, us probably last season 4, even though we were in games when we were playing well, as a forward player, sometimes you see in the back of your mind, what's the point of me making that run? Because nobody's going to pick me up.
Yeah.
And I feel that happens quite a lot with us, especially when we go wide. You don't see players busting the gut into a box because they know the ball's going to go backwards.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that first time cross into the box. And at the moment, with Bowen playing as the lone striker, against big centre-halves, you don't really want to be putting that first time ball in. But once Antonio comes back into the mix, because no doubt he's going to have to come back in sooner or later with the AFCON coming up, that's the opportunities then when you want a bigger... You've got more of a presence in that 6-yard box or that 18-yard box. That's when you've got to be looking to mix it up a bit. We've done that with the corners today, I thought. We've done really well. The first 3 or 4 corners we put on the keeper was flapping all day long.
Terrible goal.
The fourth call now, we put out to Kudus. Sure, mixing it up, something different. You know, do you know what teams on their toes?
Do you know what the thing is as well? Just thinking about it in terms of what we talked about earlier about getting a left winger in and all of this and we do this. The problem is at the moment is the reason why Paqueta is on the left isn't because necessarily, even though Moyes said it, well, we ain't got, you know, a left winger, even though we've got Paul and Ben Rama. It's obviously to get in Ward-Prowse and Souček.
Mm-hmm.
That is the big, because Alvarez has to play.
Yep.
And then you've got Ward-Prowse and Souček. So where is Paqueta playing then? If you then want to play Kudus and Bowen, that's the thing. So it makes it difficult. So when Antonio comes in, you know, and they're off, so you're going to have probably Antonio, Paqueta, and Bowen as your front two.
Yeah,
It's the only thing, isn't it? It's hard to drop Souček, but
I think he's always good for a goal. I think especially this season, I think he's got back to what he was a couple of seasons ago.
Can you justify it? Can you justify playing a player week in, week out because they're good for a goal here and there, right, and not much else?
I think Souček offers a lot more. You know, his presence on the pitch, his aerial presence, the fact that he does do a lot of work off the ball, you know, defensively and stuff like that. I think that's why you have to have him in.
You've got Alvarez. So do we need two?
But he likes a double pivot, doesn't he? Because that's why Rice played with him last season. He likes the double pivot.
Yeah, you said, but Souček in past has been more further forward, more advanced, and Ward-Prowse has been.
Yeah, but even still, I think he's now working out that's not really working. So he's dropping Souček back into there. I think, with all due respect to Rice will learn at Arsenal now. And he will have more opportunities to be more free with his passing and that. I don't think he ever felt like he was free to do that with us, you know. And when he was playing a more advanced position, he's not going to be as effective as Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse has got the more experience, you know, in doing that. You know, he started off as a winger, Ward-Prowse, you know. Rice is naturally, for us, was a very defensive-minded midfielder who's got the ability to do that. And he will learn that at Arsenal. But Ward-Prowse knows he's got that ability. He's confident in that ability. So I think you'll see a more effective double pivot between Alvarez and Souček than Alvarez and Ward-Prowse. Or you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it was more effective than when Rice was playing.
I tell you else, you know, when it really goes under the radar, I think there's a big difference is Emerson. Because
I think he's been our player all season.
Yeah, it's
I really do.
Night and day between when Creswell plays and when Emerson plays. And today, you know, I see him go on an amazing run. You know, taking out a few players, getting all the way to their box and putting the ball in. And yeah, like you've got to say, most people when we signed him weren't excited. And in his early tenure, he didn't really impress. Emerson really grew into it. Emerson, got best player in the final.
Emerson has been a player that. I hated him when he first came. And
that's a strong.
No, I did not think he was a good left back. He struggled. He struggled to get into the side. He struggled when he came into the side. And it literally was like, we've just bought their pile of shite. Yeah, their pile of shite that they've tried out, worked out. We've just paid sort of 12 million quid for him. When you look at that now, that's a steal. You know, when you look at the money that we've spent on Danny Ings, say. You know, at 20 million, 12 million pounds for him. I think he's a good player. Yeah. He's a good player for our level. He's won it all. He's got experience in it. As you say, that I thought it was going to be one of them things where the geezer comes here, he collects a wage packet for a couple of seasons, and then fucks off. Yeah, back to Italy, back to Brazil, back to wherever.
Yes, but it just shows like how important he is to us.
And I think he works hard, and it's one of them ones where you look at, the Instagram stuff, and it really looks like he's embedded himself into the club. He's connected himself to the club. He could be here for years to come. He's not. I don't get the feeling with him that he's going to be here for a season and then he's going to bugger off.
This brings me to the negative I have today, right? And don't string me up. But the negative I have today is when I looked at that bench, the squad depth concerns me because there's players, right? And you look, and these players, we've seen them in full and play well. We've seen a good Fornals. We've seen a good Ben Rama. You know, we know what it looks like. But at the moment, they're not playing. So that's all you've got. And then, so left back is no real cover. Kerr comes on right at the end, gets booked. you know, there's not enough. Mavropanos, okay, for centre-back. You know, he gave away that goal, but I'm not going to hold it against him. But, and then you've got Ings and Mubama up top. Mubama's not really been given much. Ings done fit at all. There's no defensive midfielder cover. No competent left-back cover. Right, so you get a couple of injuries, and all of a sudden you see Fulham. Like I said, we had this bug, but we had Emerson who didn't start. We saw how Creswell got roasted. You know, so
and that's the thing, mate. This is the thing that we've been saying for a while, is that the squad's not been rotated enough to give players minutes. Players are lacking confidence. The manager doesn't seem to fancy anyone on that bench, barring Fornells and Danny Ings. Let's be honest. I think
the only reason Fornells is getting minutes because he knows Ben Rama's going to the African Cup of Nations.
But what is the point of, like today? You know, like Fornell's got a few more minutes than the others, but just some of these substitutes just pointless, just going through the motions, and it's the same subs.
Well, we was thinking at 3-0 up, why not bring Kudus off?
Especially going into the game against Liverpool.
Yeah. I want to see someone like Mubama get minutes with the likes of Kudus and Paqueta, because I said this earlier on. I think Bowen could have come off very, very early.
Yep.
I didn't think he was playing that well. Even before his goal, I thought to myself, do you know what? He's running around a lot and he's making himself a nuisance. But I felt like someone like Mubama could have come on and he could have got behind that defence with the likes of Kudus and Paqueta playing them balls through. And I think he could have got himself a couple of goals today.
You know what does me with Mubama is I see so many people and they go, I don't think he's good enough, don't think he's good enough. Well, you're not seeing Mubama.
No.
Yeah, when have we ever seen Mubama really play with our best team?
Yeah, and that's the
He scored.
Yeah. You've got to give the lad opportunities, and you know it's hard because players are playing well. You're not going to drop the likes of Pint, you're not going to drop the likes of Kudus, right?
But bring him on a bit earlier when there's
as soon as that third goal went in,
he should have been on.
Looking at bringing him on.
Yeah,
because if you throw that away at 3-0, right, you don't deserve to be winning a football match against that sort of wall side, and that's not disrespecting.
Divine Mubama coming on at 3-0, he's not going to lose you 3 goals.
Exactly, and that's the thing, and you've got to.
And we need to
use these players. But that's the problem. We're going to go into the AFCON, right? We're losing Cornet, Benrahma,
potentially Cornet. I don't know whether Cornet's playing.
He wasn't even on the bench today.
Yeah.
Right. So you potentially got 4 players going out. 2 of those are starters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So realistically, if you're looking to replace Kudus, so what, we're relying on Antonio to come back, and Antonio's going to play.
He's going to have to.
Right.
He's going to have to.
Yeah.
Right, so you got Paqueta playing,
but then, apart from Aguirre, when you think about the beginning of the season, which we was playing well, you're back to square one.
For sure.
Because Kudus wasn't here at the beginning of the season. When we went to Brighton, he wasn't here. When we had them, them good wins at the beginning of the season, he wasn't here.
But Benrahma was a big part of that Brighton game. He had a massive.
Yeah, he did have a massive impact.
He's not going to be here. So you're then looking at, as a front three, you're going to have Bowen, Antonio, and Paqueta,
or. Yeah.
No, it's not. No. It's not or nothing.
He's going to play 4 hours on the left and he'll pull.
So let's take out the 4 AFCON players.
He won't, because the midfield you're still going to have mid Suchet.
Yeah, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. Antonio's coming back in.
Mavropanos will come.
But let's have a look at it, right? Let's take the 4 players that go to the AFCON. What's your team?
Without them 4 players,
yeah.
What you saw today with Antonio up top and Mavropanos in the centre half.
Yeah, it'd be the same. And Areola back in goals.
It's not a lot of change, is it? When you think.
But it's not a lot of change. But then
there's nothing coming. Yeah.
You can't also underestimate how much we have relied on Kudus. How big an impact he has. You take Kudus out of the side for the past couple of months, we could be bottom half of the table. Do you know?
Well, hopefully we get an Antonio that's fit and firing, ready to go. Because he does that, doesn't he? He goes off for a couple of months. He has an injury, then he comes back, all guns blazing. Hopefully Bowen steps back up, and we carry on this good run.
Spend in January.
We're not going to spend nothing.
It's going to be like, mate.
Listen, whatever the spend, even if it's spend or like, I don't care what it is, bring players in. We got financial for that. If we can get rid of a Danny Ings.
Yeah, but you're looking. You look at what you've got to offload. Creswell, Johnson, Danny Ings. That's 3.
But I'm sorry, but they're not all going in January.
They're not all going to go.
They're not going to go.
This is the problem. But you want Danny Ings offloaded just because of the wage bill. That frees up a bit more money.
Yeah.
But the problem is who are you going to get in?
But that's now time. It's true.
But yeah, but you're never going to get no.
I don't think you need anyone.
Anyone we can get.
No, I don't think you need anyone.
Because what is he doing?
What?
But you'd rather have competition.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, I don't think we're going to go out and sign anyone in January, right?
Yeah.
But if we was to get Danny Ings off the books, how much fucking difference would that make? No.
So you might as well leave him there and young
No, you might as well just get rid of him.
But then you're
Save the 120.
just saying how bad the bench is. So then you're just taking.
Mate, I think the bench is worse with him on it.
No, you.
No, I'm sorry, Scott. I'm sorry. But what is the difference between putting him on the bench and putting you on the bench?
No, do you know what? I tell you
What effect would you have on the bench that he has?
No, I tell you why.
No, I'm
better
sorry.
to have.
I'm sorry.
Wait, let me. I tell you why I'd rather have Scott on the bench than Ings. Because boys won't be tempted to bring Scott on like he does with Ings. So getting rid of Ings means that boys ain't gonna be able to bring him on.
I just think you're just playing with fire to let people go with
No,
it.
but there's no reason why we can't bring in
Scott,
reinforcements.
I have seen the West Ham team without all of them players and with Ings in it, and he makes absolutely no difference.
That just doesn't.
You
It
could
doesn't,
just
it
leave.
doesn't suit the style.
Doesn't do anything. You could let him go and get another midfielder in.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think you need another forward. I think Divine Obama would be perfect backup because even if he's effective of Ings is just a waste of space.
Yeah, but you're putting a lot of pressure.
We're not going to put a lot of pressure on him. But what I'm trying to say is, we're not going to go out and sign a fucking superstar striker. We're not going to go out and sign even Tony or Osherman. We're not going to get one of them. Yeah.
Right.
So even if we got rid of him and we didn't replace him, it would make no difference.
No, but it's not necessarily we need to sign a striker because, like I said, when people get talking about Solanke,
We're not going to sign a
no, but I
striker.
don't, unless it's someone that you can get on loan, I don't want us to blow our big striker opportunity in January and get someone in, like, because you end up with Ings again. You end up with another Ings, like a panic buy.
I think what you got to be looking at, you got to be looking at the loan market, right? And I said this to you
Who's going to be available on loan?
I'll take a punt on Sancho on loan for
Jadon Sancho, yeah. I can see that.
it'd be worth it.
I can see that.
giving him another same thing as what we did with Lingard, giving someone an opportunity to sort of like get themselves
Revamp their career.
We need, I think, when it comes to that depth, desperately we need another defensive midfielder and another left back because we lose.
Left back is
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is Alvarez gets injured, we're fucked.
yeah.
Emerson gets injured, we're fucked. So those two positions are massively key. You know, even right back, I think we've got a few players. Obviously, you've got Johnson, you've got Kerr, even Mavropanos can play right back if Soufal gets injured. You know, he's also right
Covers there.
The cover's there. It's not the best cover, but the drop-off isn't as desperate.
I can't believe how far Ben Johnson's dropped off. I can't believe it.
I said this last year, mate.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know if
So
it's a
disappointing.
mindset thing or the injury or what, but yeah, it's a shame. But like I said, there's worse. Obviously, we don't want to have to see Ogbonna in the Premier League. That's going to be a worry during the AFCON period. But yeah, and then left wing is something. I'm disappointed with about the corner, because he hasn't really had a fair shake. He come into the side, he was coming off the bench, then he got that mysterious injury, but he got a few assists last season.
I don't think he's going to get a fair shake at Towie.
It's weird, but he's got pace. He's got pace. He's a bit more direct. I think if you had a front three of Cornet, Kudus, Bowen, with Paqueta behind, could you imagine that?
I think the directors of Cornet suited more the striker with when we had the Skamaka playing up top. I think that was more when you needed more direct. I don't think, in a way, as much as I'd like to see him be given a bit more game time, I don't think he really fits in this side.
Yeah, but Bowen, I would say Bowen is quite direct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then you have two, but he's got more pace than Bowen.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just obviously just either he wasn't a Moyes signing or Moyes is just.
If Burnley came back in January and offered the money that we paid for him,
They ain't got that.
even half of it, I'd take it.
Oh, well, yeah, because you might as well, because he ain't going to play.
But the problem is that we can't afford to let people go out the door unless we're getting people back in.
No. I think we'll get something.
I think we have been looking and identified. I think that's been a thing. So
We'll see. Hey, this January is going to be very, very interesting, and it's not far away now because this will be the first sort of January of Stuyden. What we can't afford him to do, he take his eye off the ball like we have in the past, because you know when you get to the January when we've all been identifying, you know, this is where we're weak, and then we get to January and go, oh, we're going to start drawing up a shortlist now.
I think this January is going to be one of the busiest January transfer windows ever, because so many teams, Man City, Arsenal, Man United, us, I think Villa, Newcastle.
I think one of the big problems we may have is City may come back for Paqueta because they are missing something.
They would have to give us a player that will come in. Like,
do you know what?
Talking about Phillips now. You know.
No, Phillips is not the same player as that. You know,
We don't want him anyway.
we wouldn't want him anyway. But if they come in now, I don't even know who I'd ask them for. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like Cole Palmer's
gone.
Have had, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone.
Because they got rid of so many players, didn't they?
And that's the problem. I don't think they've got the depth to be able to give to sign them.
No, and I think they've
You're talking for Paqueta to go anywhere. It's 100 million minimum.
It's got. I'd be asking him for 150.
Yeah, in January.
Yes,
and you know with City they don't normally pay that sort of money.
But this is the first time they're going to be feeling a real strain, right? Because they are at the moment. They're like a stuttering engine.
But you got to remember they're under the spotlight at the minute with all them charges that they're facing. They can't afford to go. You know,
the thing is, if I'm sitting, I know I'm getting done anyway. I'm just splashing. Like they know they're going to get done. They might as well.
Yeah, but why would you do that? Because then you're getting fine upon fine. Then there's another charge. That could be the difference between going to League Two and a non-league.
It's the same principle with Everton. The big thing for Everton appealing this points deduction is if it sticks and they're found guilty, you know, with what they're breaking the regulations, it opens the door for Leicester to sue. It opens the door for Burnley to sue, because these clubs can sue Everton because they've cheated technically, and at that cost, sides like Leicester City have been relegated. It's crap.
The Everton one,
good over the season, you wouldn't get rid of
the Everton one is atrocious when you break it down, because it's not. And they've even admitted there is no advantage, like on the field advantage. It's all to do with their ground. It's all to do with the payments of their ground. No, and if they'd have taken a loan rather than pay it up front, it like there's holes in it. Yeah, there's holes in it.
I ain't crying for no.
They broke the rules.
Yeah.
So you break the rules. You break the rules. It can't. There's no Amazon.
So have Man City broken the rules many times, and so have Chelsea.
Yeah, and as they said, the whole reason why the Premier League have now done this to Everton is because the Premier League are under threat. They're going to get an independent watchdog watching them. Yeah, and that's all.
So maybe they're cracked.
So it's quicker for them to do Everton than it is for them to do.
So they've done Everton for one charge. So what, they're going to deduct Man City 2,000 points?
This is now the thing. Now this is it, and this is why Man City are now going. Well, we want a independent hearing for each individual charge.
Fuck Everton. No offence to the Everton fans.
No,
but at the same time, because we were talking about the squad depth, and I feel bad because I put the spotlight on it, but I felt like we spent more time on that than praising how great things are and being positive. So circling back, you can only be happy with how we're playing.
Of course.
Bounce back from the defeat.
Yep.
5-0. We've got a big game on Wednesday, which, like I said, if you're Liverpool, they've got Man United.
They're chasing the league, man.
Yeah,
they win today. Their league games in this period are going to be so much more important. I think they could sacrifice that.
I think,
they're like you're saying, when you look at what's left in that competition, I think like us, if we get through Liverpool, it's a very winnable competition, and Liverpool are going to see exactly the same thing. They get past us, they should win it.
Yeah, but they've won it
and more right.
Yeah, I just think. For us, look, we have been a bit stuttery. We haven't really gone on any runs. I want to see the point where we do get on a run, but as long as we stay within that touching distance, within 3-6 points of them European places, right? We're not going on big losing runs,
no,
as much as we haven't gone on big winning runs. So let's just stay on top. We've got some difficult fixtures over Christmas, New Year. We're going to have to play Brighton again. We've got Arsenal, so that's why I think Man United get 3 points against Man United at home. Then we're good. But played well for the most part. They had their period where they was on top, but
yeah, you know what, right? I've got to say this as well.
We can't talk about VAR.
It's VAR shit. I'm not sitting there, but I'm sorry. I'll just say this now. You can agree or disagree. You either, if it takes 4 minutes to draw a line, then just give the goal. Because you wouldn't be able to see it.
No, and the thing is this is the thing. If it takes that long, right, then it's not clear and obvious. It shouldn't take him that long to work out whether he's offside or not. Because I'm sure that if we were watching that on the TV, we could have worked that out ourselves within the first 2 minutes.
No, I mean,
that is what takes that.
The problem is see, offside is offside, right?
Yep.
So,
but you've also got to be to the point then where if you've seen someone's armpit that's past someone's knee, you can't. A referee could not see that.
They were supposed to be changing the rule. I don't know what happened with that because they was going to say there's got to be daylight.
But they didn't. To us, I haven't seen the replay back, so I can't. But it's ridiculous. It took the length of time that it took.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if they'd given the goal and then we go back and see the replay as offside, we'd be standing there going, "Well, yeah."
Because the thing is, they've got to be. We always play about consistency.
That is what it's got to be.
Yeah.
Consistent. And that's the thing. At the end of the day,
frustrating when it sounds so long.
And it kept our clean sheet.
Yeah.
You know, we were cut open way too easy for that goal. Soufal committed himself. It was probably the worst decision he could have made.
Cool, you give that geezer a clamp in the face.
Yeah, mate. Our fans were like thinking he was time wasting. And I said, why would he time waste when we're 3-0 down?
It
caught He missed the ball completely.
With his shoulder, yeah.
He missed the ball completely. He just went bang, like not intentionally.
He was trying to get him the old game.
He wanted to leave. I don't think he wanted to smash him in the face, but he was trying. I think he was trying to get him with his feet.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't have the best of games, Soufal.
No.
But overall, he's had a great season, so I'm not going to hold it against him. He always gives his all. So
you can't moan with him to a 3 points, 3 goals and a clean sheet.
Perfect day. There we go. Thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pint. You can go and get your West Ham Fan TV Christmas jumpers right now. Get them before Christmas. It's coming thick and fast. Well, it's in the next week, isn't it? In
Next week, mate.
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So get them in quickly before the postman. And
So get them in quickly because the time may have already gone, but if you get them in quick, I'm sure they'll get them to you. But yeah, go and get your Christmas jumpers from there, as well as all the other the Kudus merch. He's back on there.
That might be on there. Yeah. 6'2".
It still is on there. 6'2". Eyes are blue, Billy Bonds, but all of our merch is on the website. Link is in the description down below. So go and pick up some stuff for Christmas. And if you don't want to pick up anything for Christmas, go and grab a voucher and let your loved one pick that whatever they want.
I'll say this: it's appropriate. We're drinking Spirit of Prague. It says there, and today we saw a bit of the Spirit of Prague. We saw a bit of the Spirit of
Darrow Pramen. Tastes like shit,
We're not sponsored,
to be honest.
Well,
it does taste like shit. I don't like.
You ain't a beer drinker, so that is true.
Yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say.
come on, lads.